Tell us about being on Atlantis, working opposite the likes of David Hewlett, Joe Flanagan. I mean, these folks, quite energy unto themselves. Atlantis, a little bit different show, more technical. This was a very technical episode, a lot of visual effects. What was it like shooting Inferno?
I loved Inferno. So I want to go back to SG1 just real quickly to talk about the difference, right? So like for me to play Zarin, Lord Zarin on SG1 was really, I didn't really understand, it was just the fun part for me was that incredible custom made dress they made for me. And then getting to, they changed my voice and it was this whole like quick, like I just felt lucky to be there. But I wasn't really in it, right? With Atlantis, I had a couple little Easter eggs in there that I'm not sure your viewers know about, and I'm gonna spoil the. I'm gonna tell it.
Please.
So Jason Momoa was my co-star on Baywatch, and we're really good friends. And I've worked with him a number of times. I mean, I worked with him for the year, on Baywatch, but like once we were on Stargate together. I don't know if you can notice, but we have this little look between us when I'm walking in that first scene, when I'm walking past Joe and Rachel and David. And then I sort of look at Jason and we had this idea that we were just going to look at each other like, I know you. Because we were co-stars on one show. Now we're over here on Atlantis together. And so Ronan and Norina have this look that makes no sense in the scene, except Jason and I were like, let's do this. But that is the theme of the whole show for me, like just fun. Now, of course, I'm playing a serious character, so I say it all the time when I'm interviewed about my sci-fi shows. I love sci-fi for women because women get to be strong, smart, tough, beautiful, capable, respected. And I got to be my full, beautiful self and still be taken seriously as a smart, person on the show. And
she's in control of the whole team.
He's in control of the whole team.
Yeah, and she's the head honcho over there in this base.
I mean, where do you see that other than in sci-fi?
Right.
Really, for me, it's always an honor and a privilege to remember that. And we had a lot of fun. I loved working with Joe. Joe Flanagan was so fun. We had such incredible chemistry. I'm not sure if you could tell.
I can. It was written into a lot of it was in the dialogue, and it just came out great. They hired well.
Well, that was all real. And
absolutely.
David, I have the most respect for David. I think he is a comedic genius. I think he's a really caring, soulful actor. Yeah. I loved working with David. I mean, really, really, he's my cup of tea, for sure.
How is it, day after day, ingesting these lines of dialogue, much of it technical, much of it you have to believe a little bit yourself in order to properly convey it. That's and right. Having it come all back out in the exact correct order. As someone who hasn't acted since college, how is that done? How do you do that?
Exposition is the hardest acting.
Gosh.
Because it's just so much. And a lot of times, God bless them, but writers don't understand that words have to actually fit in your mouth, right? And so I do a lot. I rehearse it a lot. I'm quite fortunate. I have a photographic memory.
Okay.
So it helps, with a lot of that stuff. And I actually, I used to be quite proud of being able to do a lot of exposition. I ended up with a lot of exposition on a lot of TV shows, right? Like just the person like throwing out the words. And the truth is you just have to really make that stuff even more life or death believable because it's so rote. It can get monotonous. It can get boring, and you need the information to make it interesting. In order to do that, you can fake it or you can really, truly believe it. And so I just would go into this like world of complete imagination and just completely believe what I was saying, even if I didn't understand it. And I'll tell you something. I didn't understand a lot of things I said. I had to, find out, look it up. And even as it was explained to me, I still didn't know. I just believed it anyway.
For sure. You have to accept the process is going to lead to somewhere productive. And the person whose shoes you're standing in, they know what it is that they're talking about. And you have to accept that they will when you convey it,
That's exactly right. That's actually, you nailed it. And not only do I have to convey it because of my co-star, I have to convey it to my audience because
Yeah.
and I didn't understand this quite as I was ever filming any sci-fi show. Like, they know what's up. The audience is smarter than I am. They know exactly what I'm saying. They know exactly what universe I'm talking about.
They'll catch you if you don't believe it.
They'll catch you. Yeah. So I had a lot of respect for that. And that's why I wanted to, I wanted to look good. I wanted to come off believable. I'm an actress. I really wanted this to sell, but also out of respect for the fans. And even when, to this day, years, decades later, when I'm on a podcast or being interviewed, I do a little research because these fans are still so, interested in that, and they're still holding on to these episodes and loving that, and I want to show them respect, that I respect that.
I think that's one of the nice things about modern television is that everything is so accessible. So much of past television, if it's good, if it is of quality, can be pulled out of the archives and you can still find it online. Stargate is on Pluto, streaming 24/7, all 3 shows, and it's finding its way into new audiences that have never seen it before, into younger audiences who weren't even born. And it's evergreen, as Brad Wright used to say.
Brad, how is he? Do you ever talk to him?
About a year ago, we spoke on a multi-channel show. He's doing great. So he's just an extraordinary fountain of ideas. Him, Rob Cooper, is, whatever they do, you can watch knowing that it's going to be sincere, and in most cases, really well done. And
they're very creative.
Yeah.
But they don't forget that people need to understand. They have a really, really good way of explaining and writing these shows for people to enjoy and really absorb.
Absolutely. When you are putting out all of this, you said you're very making sure that the exposition sounds and feels real, and you take pride in your work of being able to push through all this material. Do you find that the more you did it, the more they would give you?
Yeah.
Was it reciprocal?
Did I say that before in an interview a long time ago? It sounds like I've said that before, but that is what ends up happening.
Oh, no. Yeah. Really?
Yeah.
She can shovel it in. Let's give her more to shovel.
Then they give you more.
Coal into a furnace.
You got to stop being so good. But I actually, I got a kick out of it. I enjoy it. That is hard. I got to say, yeah. But they would give you more because you're the girl that can do it.
Absolutely, that's right. You gotta lean into your instincts and accept the fact that you can go with it. I have had a couple of actors on who would admit to, and Joe being one of them, after he talked with Richard Dean Anderson, would admit to flubbing some lines so that they would give dialogue to other people so that they wouldn't have to carry as much because it wasn't their strength. Like Richard Dean Anderson had a two finger rule, and if it was long, and he was also an executive producer, so he got scripts early and could do this. Well, if it was longer than his 2 fingers, they would adjust it. Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.